Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Savvy Ladies Wednesday Wisdom webinar. I'm Maggie Montemuro, and I'm the Marketing Manager at Savvy Ladies. If you have a question during this webinar, please type it into the chat box. And if you're joining us by phone, you can email your question to info@savvyladies.org. Today's presenter is Alionka Polanco, a life and success coach for powerful women. Alionka is a graduate of New York University's Personal Life Coaching Certification Program. She believes true success requires courage, and she helps women achieve personal success through her one-on-one work and masterminds. She has coached top performers across the globe in various fields, including business, technology, and Broadway. Alionka is also the author of Beyond Profit, a successful woman's guide to a meaningful life. Thanks for being with us today, Alionka, and I'll hand it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction, Maggie. I'm so excited to be here. And hello to all of the savvy ladies joining us. I am Alionka Polanco of alionkapolanco.com, and I'm really excited for today's webinar. So we're going to be talking about how to dive into your dream vision for 2017. So just to give you a little bit of background on me, like Maggie said, I am a life and success coach. I love to help people achieve personal and professional success. And I really help women hold together all the pieces of their lives so that they can show up bigger, better, and brighter for their tribes, for their mission, and for their loved ones. Over the past 3 years, I've been featured in a ton of media as an expert in life coaching and success coaching. But the truth is, it wasn't always like this. And we're going to be talking about your vision for 2017 today. So I wanted to give you some background on how I came to do this work. And so when I started my company about 3 years ago, I was listening to everyone other than myself. I was basically following everyone else's rules and never taking the time to figure out what I truly wanted. I felt exhausted, I was frustrated, and I felt lost. And it all came to a head when on a Wednesday afternoon, after being up until 3 in the morning and waking up again at 8 a.m., I found myself crying in bed. And in that moment, I asked for guidance from whoever's up there, God, the universe. And I said, what is the purpose of this? Help me out. I am frustrated and I'm losing it. Please help me. And in that moment, I got a vision of myself. And I saw myself helping hundreds of women. I saw myself running a successful company that gave back. And I saw myself living a life where I was thriving in all areas. And when this vision came to me, it really became clear to me that in my pursuit of success, I had actually abandoned my vision. Because if I was being really honest with myself, I had always had that vision, but I got stuck in the day to day to day to day, and I had lost sight. I really learned that success only feels successful when it's self-defined. And savvy ladies, this is what I want you to take into account, is that for you to feel good, for you to feel successful, proud, accomplished, it starts with your own definition of success. And so today, I want to help you with some vision work. And to begin, I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And let it go. And take another deep breath in and release. And I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from today, January 11th, 2027. In an ideal world, what does your day look like? Who do you spend time with? What's the work that you're doing? What are you most excited about? In terms of your work, what are you creating in the world? How has your career or your business flourished? And in terms of the world, 10 years from now, in an ideal place, what does the world look like? What's going on in the world? What makes you proud to live in this world? So I'll give you just a minute or two to really visualize yourself 10 years from now, your vision for yourself, your vision for your work, and your vision for the world. And I invite you to take a deep breath in and let it go. And now I want you to take a step back to 5 years from today. So if we have that 10-year vision, what needs to be in place in 5 years to make that a reality? In 5 years, what does your personal life look like? What does your career look like? What does the world look like? How do you interact with your family and your friends and your community? And I want you to take another deep breath in and let it go. And one more deep breath in and let it go. And now I want you to move back to 2 years. So 2 years from today, January 11th, 2019. What needs to be in play to make that 5-year vision happen? To make that 10-year vision happen? So 2 years from today, what are you working on? What does your life look like? What are the projects that fill up your calendar? Who do you spend time with? Who are you connecting with? Take another deep breath in and let it go. And we're going to do 2 more. So I want you to, again, take a step back to 1 year from today, January 11th, 2018. And as you picture yourself a year from today, I want you to do 2 things. First, I want you to look forward. So what needs to happen in a year's time for your 2-year vision to come to life, to set up for your 5-year vision, to set up for your 10-year vision. And number 2, when you're picturing yourself a year from today, I also want you to look backwards. And I want you to think about, in an ideal world, what made this year a successful one? What made you excited about this year? What did you create this year? What did you experience? Who did you spend time with? And what did you love about this year? So I want you to take a deep breath in and let it go. And one more thing, I want you to take a step back and almost seeing yourself 1 year from today, right? So you're in your shoes of 2017, and standing right in front of you is the 2018 version of you. And as you look that version of you in the eye, I want you to ask her, what do I need to know about this year? What would be helpful for me to understand about 2017? And I want you to take a deep breath in and let it go. And as you let it go, I want you to just picture the next 12 months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And as you are looking over this year, I want you to think about yourself and your personal goals and accomplishments. I want you to think about your health and what you want to happen in that area of your life this year. I want you to visualize what your creativity and your learning looks like. So how do you grow this year? What new things are you going to learn? I want you to visualize the different relationships in your life, with family, with partners, with friends, with colleagues. And finally, I want you to visualize your own personal growth over the next 12 months. What habits will you overcome? What new habits will you develop? What mindset shifts will you make? Where will you give yourself permission to shine brighter, to go bigger, and to do your very best? So I invite you to take a deep breath in and release. And if you're in a place where you can shake this out a little bit, because we just did some really deep diving. Because the truth is, I really believe that you always know what you want. You just haven't taken the time to pause and actually ask yourself. There's a quote, and it's anonymous. I have looked for the author for a long time, but the quote says, discouragement and dissatisfaction are not caused by a lack of things, but by the absence of vision. And I'll repeat that one more time. Discouragement and dissatisfaction are not caused by a lack of things, but by the absence of vision. And so now that you have your vision, which is honestly some of the most important work that you can do to help you feel successful day in and day out, right? Because when we're looking at your vision, this is self-defined. No one can put limitations on your vision because it's yours. And so what I want you to know is that now that you have your vision, you have a responsibility to take action. And not just any action, but aligned action. And what do I mean by aligned action? So often I hear from clients and customers and some of my masterminders that they feel unclear about where to go and what to do. And then once we work on the vision, they almost start to resist it. And they start to do things that are not in alignment with that vision. And I'll talk about fear and confidence in just a moment. But when I talk about aligned action, it's that if you know where you want to go, then from here on out, every action that you take can be in the direction of your vision. Because as humans, we are always growing. I wrote this quote in my book, as long as there is breath, there is room to rise. We're always going to want more, right? And so by taking aligned action, we fall into the flow of our best life. And I said that I would talk about confidence and fear because ultimately, I think what holds most people back, women, men, all genders, is that we are afraid of being our best selves. Because what would that mean to the people who know us? What would that mean to the people that we love the most? What would that mean for us in our social circles, in our professional circles? We have a resistance to shining. And I think, and not even I think, I have seen over the past 3.5 years of coaching that resistance to being your best self and living your best life is just fear. And so a seed that I want to plant for you ladies is that confidence comes through action, not before. I have a friend who always says, if you feel ready, you waited too long. Because when we take action in the direction of our vision, we build our self-trust. And that in turn builds our self-confidence. And I know this because when I started this webinar, I mentioned that I was not always the happy and successful life and success coach. I also had to redefine my vision for myself and take action in the direction of it, even before I felt confident about it. The confidence came because I took the action, not before. And had I waited, I wouldn't be where I am today. And to tie this presentation all together, I want to share with you my own vision, because I think that if we're sharing space here, if you're a savvy lady, I'm here, there's a synergy. And I think that we probably have more things in common than one would assume. So I have a vision that one day women-owned companies will be the most successful companies in the world. I have a vision that women in any and every field will be seen as industry leaders. I imagine living in a world where baby girls are encouraged to be their best and brightest selves, where young women are empowered to pursue their passions, and where women of all ages are celebrated and supported every single day. And I believe with every fiber of my being that women are going to heal and rule the world. And that vision of women healing and ruling the world, that begins with you. That begins with you taking action in the direction of your ideal vision of your best self and being unapologetic about who you are, about how brilliant you are, and about how powerful you are. And so, to help you on this journey, I have a free gift for you. So, when Maggie introduced me, she mentioned that I am the author of Beyond Profit, the Successful Woman's Guide for to a Meaningful Life. And if you head over to alionkapolanco.com/savvy, all capital letters, you can enter your name and email address to receive a free book. And you'll get an email automatically with a question of whether you would like us to mail this book out to you, right? Hard copy, or whether you would like a PDF download. And either which way, that's my free gift to you. So head on over to alionkapolanco.com/savvy. And I have one more offer for you. So today we talked about your vision as a whole. And to recap, we went all the way out to your 10-year vision to be able to create a 1-year vision that's aligned with what you truly want out of life. And earlier, a few weeks ago, I guess the year is pretty new, so late last year, earlier this year, I hosted a Design Your 12-Month Master Plan mini course. And over the course of 5 days, I took over 400 people from all around the world. Literally, we had participants from New Zealand to Germany and everywhere in between. And over 5 days, we created their vision for 2017 so that you can be inspired every step of the way this year. We also focused on choosing quarterly focuses so that you feel like you have direction every 90 days. We worked on integrating the whole life so that no part of your life is lacking in 2017. Because guys, ladies, I am a life and success coach. My training is in life coaching, and I believe you're a whole person. So I love professional development, but there are so many other parts of your life too that we've got to take care of. I help you determine your tools for success so that you know what you need moving forward. And in this course, I help you identify your roadblocks so that you can make intelligent decisions on how to overcome what's truly stopping you from seeing success in your life, in your business, and in your career. Now, usually this course is $97, but today it's just $27 for you savvy ladies specifically. So when you go ahead and sign up for your free book, it'll take you immediately to a page where you can choose if you'd like to take advantage of this $70 savings. You can go ahead and purchase the Design Your 12-Month Master Plan mini course. Thank you so much for being on this call with me. I think we're going to open it up for Q&A now, but thank you so much for spending this time with me. Once again, I'm Alionka of AlionkaPolanco.com, and I'm here to unfold your possibilities. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alionka. That was really great. I just want to remind everyone, if you have a question, you can use the chat box or you can email info@savvyladies.org. And I'll start with a question we received during your presentation, which is, what are some tips that you give to women who need help just taking that first step?
Ooh, I love that question. So, what the first tip that I would say to that is to think about the cost of not taking that first step. Because ultimately, when we hold back, we're not the only ones that suffer. It might be our families that suffer. It might be our relationships, our friendships. On a grand scale, it might even be the world suffers because you're not taking that one step. So when someone comes to me saying, I know I just need to start, but how? I tell them to really think of the cost of them not taking that step. And then just do it. Just do it. And the third tip I have there is that in personal growth, it's funny. It's really easy. There's a picture of me somewhere in this presentation with like my arms up in the air, and we have like this idea that personal growth is easy and carefree. And growth is stretching. It's uncomfortable. So my third tip to that person who is listening in and asked that is to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because as you grow, as you take these steps, you're creating a new normal, right? You're literally leaving your comfort zone. And so to take that first step, you just got to be comfortable being uncomfortable for a little bit, because as soon as you get uncomfortable, you'll immediately start to develop some comfort in that space. But in that transition, there's a moment of discomfort, and we really have to be okay with that, right? I embrace it now. I know if I'm feeling uncomfortable, good things are happening. So those are my three tips. Think of the cost of not taking the action. Number two, just do it. And number three, be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay, great. Some good tips there. And the next question we have for you is, what's your opinion on using a vision board? Do you find them to be helpful?
Yeah. I think I love vision boards, but I'm probably not they're not my number one mode of doing vision work. So I think they're really, really helpful if you are a visual person, right? So if I did my master's in education and there are 7 learning styles, right? So if you are a visual learner, and if you're inspired by images, then vision boarding is great. And I actually think the action of vision boarding, like the actual creation of it, can be such a bonding experience between friends, right? So like get together, be honest with each other about what you really, really want this year, and then put it on a board. So I think that's a great one if you're a visual learner. If you're not, I use something called a mind movie, MindMovie, and it's basically like you basically create like a 3-minute video of what you want. So, but then you put music to it. I'm an auditory learner, so I need sound for me. Um, and so you see these images pass with like an inspirational or motivational song in the background. So if vision boarding isn't your thing, you could try out a mind movie, but I think vision boards are fantastic.
Okay, thank you. And I believe this is the last question we have, and
Yeah,
it's
of course.
what are some ways that we can check in with ourselves to make sure we're staying true to our vision?
Oh, what a great question to end on. I think that to stay true to yourself, well, actually, let me rewind. We're all on a journey, right? And there are going to be highs and lows in this journey. And so I think because we're human, we almost need like a daily reminder of what we really want. And right, because there are so many things going on in our lives. It's like you hop out of bed and so many people need your attention or you know what I mean? So I actually think a daily reminder is the best way to check in with yourself. And this can look a few different ways. So, in terms of staying true to yourself, that feels like a very gut feeling. And so, I invite you to practice stillness. Some people meditate, other people do breath work, other people do guided visualizations. Either which way, to set aside even 3 to 5 minutes daily to just check in with yourself. How am I doing? How do I feel about how things are going? Where could I improve? Where do I need support? Right? So that's one way. Another way is I actually make kind of like on Instagram, you see all of these inspirational uh memes and pictures. I make those personally for myself, and I make them the background on my phone so that every single time that I check into my phone, I'm seeing the feelings or a picture of what I'm working towards, and that helps me check in terms of like, okay, is what I'm doing right now in line with my vision? And I like the phone one because we are on our phone so often that I think that that is a great way to have not even daily, I mean, it's almost hourly reminder of what it is that we truly want. Because if we're not taking the time to really think about that, then we don't know when to pivot. So those are my 2 suggestions, is finding stillness, even just 3 to 5 minutes a day to talk with yourself. And number two, having something on your phone or any device that you're using, multiple times a day, just a reminder of what you really want. Because I feel like a commitment to success is actually a daily commitment, right? We have to recommit every single day. And that's just the human experience.
All right, thank you. Well, those are all the questions we have. So I want to thank you, Alionka, for a really, really great presentation. Thanks for starting off the year like this. And I want to thank everyone who joined us today. We hope that you'll be joining us throughout the rest of the year as well. And thanks again, Alionka. It was really great.
Awesome. I'm so glad we could do this. Thanks so much, Maggie. And thank you to all the savvy ladies who joined us.
Thank you. Have a great day.